Hi crafters, this is Raquel with Paints and Glitter, and I welcome you to my channel. If you're new here, I thank you for being here, and for the new subscribers that have been coming along, I welcome you and thank you for subscribing to my channel. It means a lot to me. So today I'm sharing cards of March with you, and I'm also going to be sharing these as hashtag Satmore&Makes. By the way, Satmore&Makes is a hashtag by Joe Norwood, who shares here on YouTube and Instagram. If you'd like to join in, it is an open collaboration from all different types of artists, and any kind of project that you like to share, you can, just with that hashtag, and that way others can see what type of crafts you make, what types of things you're into, and it creates a wonderful community, and everyone is so very talented, so you'll get a lot of inspiration that way. And then the other hashtag is Bunnies of March, I believe, by Anna White. So I just so happen to have a couple of bunny stamps, and I figured, why not? Let me go ahead and share just a couple of little things that I've made. And I'm also sharing some winnings from Tonic Studios. About a month ago, I believe, or so, Tonic Studios was encouraging friendship and kindness with each other. So they put out a couple of challenges to share not only their channel and their product, of course, of which I'm a huge fan, but also to do a kind deed for others. So I'm sorry that I'm stuttering. I just do that sometimes. So I'm going to continue on and share the card that I'm making or have made. This card here I thought was so much fun to make, and I just finished it, so I'm going to apologize for my hands once you see them. And this one here was a lot of fun to make, and what I did was that I actually got out a stamp that I have right here. This is just a really adorable stamp. It's called Reach for the Stars. Makes perfect sense. This is a penny black stamp, and it is one of my favorites of hers that I've had in my stash for a while, and I've used her before, and I find myself using her differently every single time, which is so much fun. That's what I love about coloring and painting, stamping, all of that, is that you don't have to repeat the same thing twice. And guys, I don't think I could if I tried, because I never think of what I'm using. I just pick up a pencil or coloring pencil, whatever, and I have at it. So in this case, I did use Catherine Puller inks, just to mention, among others. I used Copics for her skin color. The coloring pencils that I use are Prismacolor, only because that's what I own and I absolutely love them. So as far as the Catherine Puller inks that I used, you're seeing here as the darkest shade, Juniper Mist. I also used Mint to Be for the lighter mint color behind her. And down here I used a combination of, I believe it was Lime Ricky, and I honestly couldn't tell you if there was another color. I don't think so. So that's what I used. And to create the base of this card, what I did was that I used a Tonic Studios die, and that's what I used for the shape that you see here that's almost cloud-like. This I just cut by hand, and then I used the die here to also give the shape to these pieces down here. So all the other panels, of course, I used my Tonic Studios guillotine. The little stars were just cut using a star die cut. Looks like this, graduated sizes. And then over here, this little banner I've had in my stash for a few years now, so I don't recall who makes it, but that's what I used here, as you can see. And then this texture that you see all around, I made using the Nuvo expanding mousse that came in the winnings from last month, and this is called Misted Mauve, and it happens to be expanding mousse, as it says there on the label. So I did heat it up, and if you were here and could touch it, then you would know what that does, which is that it does create an elevated surface, and maybe I can show you by tilting the card. But here you can see that once you heat it up, it puffs up almost like popcorn. So it's a lot of fun to use, and I've used it in the past in a different color, but it's been a while. So also here, just to let you know, I did use Nuvo drops on her little tutu, on the stars. This one here is actually a really fun Nuvo drop. This one is this one here. This is not part of the winnings, but this is called Banana Split, and it does glow in the dark. So the recipient could put this in a window and then maybe, you know, look at it at night and they'll see that glowing. So the card looks like so. Just so you get an idea, you can write the message on the back. And then, of course, it folds like a tent. And I'm just recently really been having fun creating different kinds of cards, and it just came to me that I could create my own shape using the dies that I have in my stash. So why not? If you're interested in a tutorial, leave a comment below and I will consider making one so that you can expand your library of card shapes. Okay, so as far as everything else, if you have any questions, just let me know, because sometimes I forget things. I've also used some other stamps. I've used this pretty little stamp from Hero Arts, and her name, well, it says Girl with Watering Can and Flowers, so I'm not quite sure. But here it says Garden Gal, so I'm guessing that's the true name of the stamp. And this is from 1996, so she's a vintage item. And I thought she was so pretty. So also, I was wanting to use up a paper collection by Tonic Studios. It's Craft Perfect paper, and it's called Blue Blossom. So as you can see, it's quite tattered there, the cover, but I wanted to use that up. So a lot of the colors that you will see will be exactly in the same color family. The largest shape that you see there, I actually cut out using this die set here from the Loaded Pockets Oval Embroidery Hoop die set, and it does come in a collection. You can get all different shapes there. I thought it played nicely with the other shapes that I had already cut. These were actually cut with a different die set that I don't have on hand, but it does create that beautiful stitching there. And this piece here was actually a leftover from a different card that I dry embossed, and it was a little bit wonky, so I didn't like it. So I just went ahead and cut it out with this die, and it worked out perfectly as a background for the stamp. And as you can tell here, she's got a lot of texture and shine, something that I love to add to everything that I make. And what I did here was that I colored her using my Copics, and then I also added some little diamond dots there to the centers of the flowers. And I also used different Nuvo drops from my stash to give everything else texture and shine. The background paper I thought was perfect for this image because she does have vertical lines in her dress that look like stitching lines, as well as her little bow here. And then she also has stitching lines on her straw hat there. So because this paper had that stitch, I thought it was absolutely perfect for this card. And on the inside, it just looks like this. It says "So Sweet." This is actually a Spellbinders die, and it's quite old. I still have it in my stash, so I thought it was perfect for here. I used another paper from that collection, and then this is an itty bitty stamp that I've had for many, many years. It's literally from back when Joann's used to have a bin of stamps that were like $1 each. That's one of those. So I hadn't ever used it, and I figured I should use it on this card. So that's just the back there. I actually made this other card. I actually had made this one first. And what I did here was that I colored her in pastels. I used pencils. I used watercolors, and I also used embossing powder for her tutu, which is, as you can see there, it's completely different in texture, but I still think it looks really cute, a lot of fun. As you can tell there, I colored the little stars. I added different sequins, and those are Tonic Studio sequins. I added a little vellum bow with a pearl in the center, and over here where you see the blue splashes of shine, that was done with glacier paste that came in the winnings from Tonic Studios. And this one here is, of course, super glittery, which I love. And this is a safe way to use glitter if you don't like messes. because it is a contained mess. A really pretty blue, and I'll put it up close and maybe you can read it. I think it says something like Iron Frost. Let's call it Iron Frost because I think that that's what that says. So then I also used a die from Tonic Studios, Totally Tones, to cut out this shape here. So that's meant to be like a book plate or the cover of a book. And then I did use, again, the same embossing powder, which is this one here, and it's called Pink Popsicle, and that's from Nuvo, and that's what I used for the word sparkle, which is a stamp that I have in my stash. And it looks okay. Yeah, there was a piece of sparkle there. I also use another die from my stash that makes this adorable tag here, and just to cut that out. And again, the same stars, and all I did was top them off with the same Nuvo paste, as well as little diamond dots. I inked on some of them. I layered vellum. Just having fun there with the different media. Also, the base of this card was made using Tonic Studios card, which is this here, card blanks and envelopes. So this was part of the winnings that they sent, and of course, as you can see, it is 6x6 and it's also 300 GSM. So it was the perfect base for this little card here. For the last card, I used the Loaded Pockets square embroidery hoop set, and that's what I used here. And I also used this little stamp here, which is this adorable little bunny, and it says it's from 1995 Daisy Kingdom, and that's all the information that I have on this. But I thought it was so darling, and I realized that it has holly around her ears, and I thought this would be cute for Christmas, but why not use it year-round anyway? And I thought of the Easter season that for me has nothing to do with bunnies, but I thought it would be really cute as an announcement of the resurrection of Christ, which is what I do celebrate. And so I went ahead and used some stamps from my stash, and it says here, "He is risen." So I have the stamps here that you can see, and these are from Textures by Lou Collins, and they're called Brush Strokes, and it's her handwriting. She does calligraphy, the small font and as well as the large, and I thought it was a lot of fun to go ahead and use that to make myself a little sign that I can either put on my refrigerator or use it to decorate my living room where I have the same color combinations. And there, all of the shine that you see was done using this here, which is a Nuvo Mica Mist Spray, and this is in Pink Carnation. So I used that on the white piece of paper, and then what I did was that I took the pink piece of paper, I had already dry embossed it, and I flipped it and started, I guess, using it as if I were stamping the other piece of paper, and because it was still wet with the spray, it picked up some of that. And my media mat already had some of the blue glimmer paste, or I'm sorry, glacier paste. So it picked up a little bit of that, and I got kind of like a combo there of both blue and pink. And because of the dry embossing, it only picked up the blue where it had the raised surface. So that was a lot of fun, and the ribbon I just had in my stash, as well as the yellow rickrack that I went ahead and adhered there to the perimeter of this square that came with the die set from Tonic Studios. So I think, oh, and then I've just been doing a little bit of coloring here, so I figured I should show you guys. This is another stamp here, and this is from Stamps Happen, and it's by D. Morgan. So her designs are absolutely stunning, and I had a bit of trouble stamping it, but I am looking forward to making a card with it. And here I'll just show you what I did, and I did use Copics to color the image, and it does read, "I wish you a fire to warm your winter, a cool breeze on a summer day. May your journey through life be long and downhill all the way." And my husband did explain that to me, that downhill all the way was a positive thing, because I am a Spanish speaker. And if you were to say that to someone in Spanish, it would be a horrible thing, but apparently in English, it's a good thing to go downhill. I just wanted to show you guys some little bit of coloring that I've been doing, and look at how adorable that little bunny is in her little Christmas dress, which, yes, I will use to make some other cards. And then I don't have the stamp on hand, but I did go ahead and color that one as well. So I've been having some fun just doing some color. Look forward to making even more little cards with all of these gorgeous little images and items and all of the supplies, of course. I do want to say a huge thank you to Tonic Studios for providing me with these adorable winnings. I didn't get to show the other, this is a crackle paste, which also was in that, as well as these gorgeous little gems that I've yet to use, but I do look forward to using those as well. And I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And as I always say, I hope that you can be inspired and be blessed. And I thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.